Hello, BookTube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and I want to have a little chat with you today about a book challenge, a reading challenge that I've been seeing going around BookTube over the last couple of weeks, and it's called the Read What You Own Challenge. Have you guys heard of this? Have you considered participating? Because I am kind of thinking about participating in my own way. Now, the challenge itself, it was originally created by a booktuber with the channel name Criminali. I believe his name is Ollie. And he first did this a couple of years ago, and his challenge was to read 100 of his own books before he purchased any more. And I didn't hear about it then. I did about that same time set a challenge for myself called the Binge Your Bookshelf Challenge. And I can leave that video here. And in that challenge, I said that I was going to go through my books systematically and separate out the ones that I could find on audio through my library apps and subscription services that I have and all of that. And try to get through as many of the books as I could on audio so that I could then unhaul a lot of those books. And I have been doing that. I didn't set it as measurable as I wanted to, so that's what I really want to do going forward, is set some actual measurable goals, and that's what I want to talk about today. But let me just catch you up a little bit. So I actually did hear about this last year from Sarah, the Bookish Knitter. She made an announcement video that she was going to participate in this challenge. And I went and I looked at Ollie's video and I thought, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to stop buying books and read 100 of my own before I buy any new ones. No. So I didn't really think about it again. I think I did ask Sarah later if she, how she was doing on it. She's like, oh, but I did see that she is attempting to do it again this year. So, best wishes on that, Sarah. Anyway, though, what brought it to my attention this year, though, was one day, a couple of weeks ago or so, I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw a video from Steve Donoghue where it said it was a response video regarding the Read What You Own challenge. And I thought, well, that looks interesting. I wonder what Steve has to say about this. So I watched it. It was pretty humorous. Steve was doing a response video to another booktuber. His channel name is Read by Fred. And Fred had done a video just stating how he was approaching the Read What You Own challenge and, his exceptions and things like that. And Steve was all up in arms about, some of his exceptions. He's like, no, you have to count those. You can't, It was funny. And he was like, apparently Fred has the mistaken idea that he can decide his own rules. No, it's up to me. So it was pretty funny. The one thing Steve wanted everybody to do was to count all their unread books. And then he said that everybody should read 40% of their unread books before they bought any more. And I am not going to do that either because I have about 2,000. I did not do a specific count of all my books. I just know that I have about 2,000. If I was going to take the time to count all of my books and do it well, I could read a whole book in that amount of time. But I did do kind of just a rough guesstimation, multiply here and there, and it came out just under 2,000. It was like 1,850, and probably it could be anywhere from 1,850 to, who knows exactly. And I'm not going to take the time to count them. And I'm not going to read 800 of them before I buy any new ones. In fact, I'm not going to put myself on a book buying ban at all. But I do acknowledge the fact that I need to slow it down. Now, I go through times when I'm more tempted than others. When I'm traveling, I definitely seek out bookstores. So when I go on my big trip again next March and April, I'm going to shop for books. Occasionally, I need something specific, and I will, and this is what just happened to me in October, and I have not yet even shown you those book hauls yet. I have filmed some footage for an October book haul, and I need to get that. I need to get that up soon. But I was looking for a specific book at our church library, and I thought, surely I can find it somewhere. Well, I searched high and low, and I finally had to order it on eBay. But while I was searching high and low for this one book, I, of course, picked up about, 50 more probably. And then I had a birthday, so I thought, I'd done enough book shopping in the month of October that come my birthday, which was November 1st, I thought, I even told my family, I don't need to go book shopping on my birthday this year because I've been shopping through the whole month of October and now I have enough books. And my daughter said, oh, now you have enough books. Okay. Yes, I do. I do have enough books. I have more than enough books. I have more than I can read in my lifetime. Even if I knew that I was going to live to be 100, I probably still have more than I could get read. Unless I do something really specific like this challenge and slow down what I'm buying and increase what I'm reading from my shelves. Can't completely read my own books because I'm in 2 book clubs and I don't buy those books. I just check them out from the library, but a percentage of my reading is still going to be books that I check out from the library. So, that's not a problem. But I looked back in the last couple of years, I have read 100 plus of my own books among all of the books that I read for the year. And this year I've already read over 300. Last year I read well over 300. 2020 I read 430, and I haven't gone back to look and see how many of those were my own books. But I should be able to bump that up to 200. 200 out of how many ever books I read in a year of my own. I should be able to read 200 of my own books. Counting audiobooks, of course, and all of that. So that is very doable. So if I can up the amount of my own books that I'm reading per year and then lower the amount of books I'm bringing in, eventually the ratio can get a little more in balance. So I am proposing for myself, not a book buying ban, but that I will not purchase more than 60 books over the next 12 months. I'll probably will officially start this at the end of November. The actual challenge that people are doing right now started November 6th. But, and I could start now. I have not purchased any books since November 6th, to my recollection. But I have a couple of library book sales to go to, and I plan to scale it back some. I am going to pick up books that I can put in my eBay store, and if I should happen to find any of the books that I'm looking for to fill in with my different series that I'm collecting, I'm going to get those. So really, I guess I could just say I've started now, because what I'm proposing is that I set a goal to not purchase more than 5 books average in a month. So that over 12 months, that's 60 books. In 12 months, I turned 60. So 60 is a good number to work with. And since I probably purchased 300 this past year, 60 brings it down. And if I'm reading 200 of my own books, that gets my ratio a little closer together. And it would be more of a lifestyle change than this crash and burn kind of thing, to go cold turkey for several months and not buy any. And one thing it's been prompting people to do is to purchase a bunch of books before they start to make sure they have enough. and then, once the challenge is over, then, you kind of have to let your breath out and go and buy some more. I really need to approach this like dieting. In fact, I need to diet. So I'm going to include that as a part of this challenge too, because I need to eat better as a lifestyle change, and I need to change my book buying habits as more of a lifestyle change. So I think what I am going to do is set a goal to lose 60 pounds between now and my 60th birthday, or at least the month of my birthday, which would be the month of November. And for every 10 pounds that I lose and keep off, I can add one more book that I can purchase to my total of 60, so that by the end of the challenge, I could purchase 66 books. And really, if I get to 66, I might say, okay, if I reach that goal of 60 pounds, or really if I reach that goal of 70 pounds, I'll just round it up to 70. because 70 books, because why not? I think I would deserve a little bit of a treat for doing that. So that is my approach to the Read What You Own challenge. Now, I think I neglected in the beginning to tell you who the hosts are and how you could find out a little bit more about this challenge. The creator of this is Ollie from Criminali, and he's got 3 other co-hosts this year. They eventually changed the name to Read What You Own. It used to be called the 100 Book Challenge. Now it's Read What You Own, because you can, you know, set your own number, you can set your own time frame, all of that, and it just makes it a little more accessible for more people. There are quite a few people who are doing this challenge, and I think the reason I had not heard about it really much before is that the main group of people who are doing this challenge are from that corner of BookTube that reads very intellectual, literature, you know, scholarly things, academic things, a lot of nonfiction, and just a lot of heavier things that I am not interested in reading. So I just don't, you know, I don't travel in the same circles with them, but because I do follow Steve Donoghue and watch some of his videos and, you know, heard about this, and then I remembered that I had heard Sarah talk about it before, I just started searching Read Your Own Book Challenge, and I started finding all the people who are doing the challenge and watching their videos and watching how they are approaching the challenge, and finding their approach is very interesting. Now, anytime they bring up what they're going to read for the challenge, I start to shut down because I'm not interested in those books. I am a fluff reader, y'all. I will be the first to admit. But I applaud them all for attempting this challenge, because it is going to be a challenge. And for those of us who love book shopping just as much as book reading, if not more, it's an even bigger challenge. So what do you think? Have you all heard about this challenge? And, you know, is it something you think you would ever attempt to do? Of course, I know the main idea of the challenge was to put yourself on a book buying ban until you could read, you know, 100 books or whatever number you set. But with everyone making different caveats and different, you know, rules of what's allowed and not allowed, it is certainly acceptable, I think, to adapt it to your own. And I think, really, just like dieting, it's better to make a lifestyle change, at least for me, than to you know, to go cold turkey and hold my breath for a while and then just go back to my old habits. So that is what I'm proposing to do. Let's chat in the comments if you have any thoughts on the whole issue. And that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. My next few videos will be book haul videos because I have purchased a lot of books in October and the first few days of November because of my birthday. And I'm going to a couple of book sales this month. But like I said before, I am going to rein it in. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.